Oh, I was still vibing. Hey! Woo! Yes, you gotta do the hand things, Mitch.
I gotta do the hand things?
Yeah,
Okay.
you can't move on. Okay. Yes. Hell yeah. Welcome to the Fem Presents Panel Royale, the first one, the best one. I'm Erin. I'm going to be your mistress of ceremonies tonight. Still mediocre, as always. Yeah, I'm joined by these lovely people, and I would love for them to introduce themselves. Glaiza?
Oh, okay. I guess I'll go first. Hi, I'm Glaiza. I am a person with many hats. I'm a podcast host. I am a writer. I'm a TTRPG performer. I am a Twitch affiliate streamer. You can find everything that I do on bio.link/classical Glaiza, or heck, just follow me on @classical Glaiza on Twitter, where I am occasionally, I'm occasionally hilarious, but I am always a delight.
Aww.
That's in the description too, along with the Twitch. So you can get it there.
And I mean, you're right though. Like, always a delight.
Thank you.
Okay.
All right.
Jamie?
Me. Hi, I'm Jamie. I'm the Dame of Discourse over at For Everyone Media. I do a lot of the reviews for Hear Everyone Reviews. And I'm on this thing that we do.
Yes.
Follow me on Twitter at Jamie Geeks Out, and I'm trying to be delightful, but we'll see.
All right. All right.
Always delightful, sometimes sassy. Never. Hi, I'm Todd. I do graphics and website things, and then I also am on these things. Hi. If this is on Comic Burrito, you really didn't need that. But for the others, what's up?
Hey.
Hey, everybody.
So I'm Mitch. I am the sometimes audio editor and sometimes photo editor of my own stuff. And I'm really just here because I was asked. I thought it was fun, and I'm like really into my comic renaissance in that I finally have started consuming this copiously, and my bank account has been crying. So I thought maybe I should get a little bit more entertainment out of my very sad dollar bills to make this happen. And I'm opinionated as hell, so this will be fun.
Yeah.
We got a good team today. All right, y'all. As you know, Master Mediocrity here from the Girls Talk Comics. That means I bullshit my intros in the moment because performance anxiety. Hooray. So, today's theme is comics, the good, the bad, and the sexy. Now, you're here. I'm assuming you're consenting, but we really have to make sure you know fully what you're getting yourself into. So we're talking about sex and comics. I mean, I think that's pretty straightforward. Yeah. Okay. Great.
It will involve a lot of nipples.
Nipples. Yes.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, lots of
We've
them.
got a really great reveal for that later. Like, you got to stick around and hear a message from our sponsor.
Really good nips later.
Really good nips. Just the nip of the iceberg. So
amazing.
All right. So we got to kind of jump into this. Get ready to finger bang your keyboard, chat. Let's go. We're going to jump in. Start with sex, baby.
Are we dancing again?
You just pick really good music for all these videos, and I'm just over here just vibing, and then I forget that it's 30 seconds and I need to pay attention again.
I appreciate that. I spend so much time. That's the thing I take almost the most time on.
There
I
you
love
go.
because I get stuck on it too.
There you go. Okay, so finish this lyric for me. Face down, ass up. That's the way we like to
Consent.
Climb walls.
Fight
climb
crime.
walls. Yes.
Yes, that's how we climb walls.
Yes.
I was paying attention.
There you go. Yeah, so for us, when we talk about sex, there's that like really notorious Spider-Woman comic cover from 2014 that was drawn by a erotica artist. It's like a French name. I'm sorry. I said that really dismissively. I didn't mean that. French is a beautiful language. Great. No, I just don't know how to talk in French. Milo Manera. Thank you, Ignacio. You got it. Now, if you could voice over what I just said to make sure I'm saying it right. I think he's an erotica artist, but this cover really sticks out because, like, what's happening in it? What is happening in this cover? Which, like, let's talk about these covers and their unrealistic expectations, presentations of women, and how suddenly in comic books we have multiple vertebrae, extra vertebrae. Fewer ribs, smaller organs, extra vertebrae. Let's go. Like, anybody have some thoughts on the face down, ass up Spider Woman climbing up a wall?
First of all, butts don't work that way. I don't think it automatically. Well, you can't see it, but like they just don't work that way.
No. It looks like a trace over of one of his erotic art, like, panels. That's the word I'm looking for. Like, he draws erotic art, or he was drawing erotic art, and then it's just like the same thing, except if I saw the panel correctly, she was like skirt down in the middle of a public place with her ass up. So I'm like, I felt like Spider-Woman at least having a painted on suit, a body paint suit. I don't know. Y'all have any like covers that you want to tell us about?
I mean,
We can't hear Todd.
I'm muted. It's not done well. Like, it doesn't even look good. It's not a bad representation of female anatomy. It's a bad depiction
drawing
of bad anatomy. Like, it's double layered where it's like you couldn't even like make it at least like look good bad. It's just rough, and it's crazy that became a cover that you could buy. Like, how many people had to look at that and go, yeah, let's go?
And yet 8 years later, we still are haunted by it.
Yes.
We still think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there were a lot of recent like Black Cat and Black Widow comic covers that some were like jaw-droppingly amazing, and then some I'm like, that's like 4 inches on which like you've put like 10-gallon sacks on. Like, I don't understand what this art and what this means to women's bodies when I see like these really majestic like dude stances where like, look, I have a square physique and I'm standing powerful. I don't know. I care a lot about that.
Yeah.
I mean, Catwoman is recently, I don't know if it was the cover, but it was the advertisement for a month inside of DC was Catwoman in a like painted on suit, like 8-inch heels on a stripper pole.
Yeah.
I did see that one.
It was a cover.
That ended up being a cover because it was the ad for a really long time. And I remember texting like our Fem chat, and I was like, so I'm reading like this really great, I was reading like Nightwing, and I'm like, why are you putting this in here? You're ruining Nightwing. Nightwing's amazing. And it's a really well done depiction of just terribleness. Yeah. It's really nice. It's great art. That person could have probably made a fantastic cover because the skills are there. It was just ridiculous. You could see rib cage through her suit that she's allegedly wearing. And like, cool, awesome. It just seemed like an excuse to have that. Like, there's plot around it. Like, she's infiltrating a strip club or something. Okay. She couldn't have been
A customer,
yeah, she could have been a bouncer. Like,
a bartender.
yeah.
Waitress. Like
it's
there's so many
yeah.
other things.
Yep.
But being able to see ribs through spandex has me really worried about their blood sugar. Do they eat?
As a
Like,
diabetic, I feel like I should mention that they really should be eating more. You don't want ribs showing through your
Mhm.
spandex.
No.
Yeah,
If you are a
yeah.
diabetic.
Yeah.
Again, this is not medical advice, though.
Yes.
We are not medical professionals. I'm just saying.
Just
But
saying, yeah.
that seems like common sense.
A little
Yeah.
bit.
But,
There's
but also
like
from a
pictures
suit
of dogs.
perspective, do you want your suit to be so thin you can see the
Right?
ribs?
Yeah. Yeah. That's actually a really good point because, like, if it's also tied up against your ribs, you've got some safety things going on. Like, doesn't she get shot? Doesn't Catwoman get shot sometimes?
Always. Yeah.
Like, why would
Yeah,
she?
uh-huh.
Batman has like 2 inches of like advanced Kevlar. So he's
Mhm.
like this, and then Catwoman's like, I got this from the Halloween store. I'm sure it'll be fine.
This is
I'm
tissue paper I
nimbly
got at
bimbly.
Walmart. Like,
Yeah.
I taped it on. There's like 2 pieces of tape here. Let's go.
I do back handsprings while I fight and stuff, so I'm sure I won't get shot or stabbed.
Yeah, totally. Like, I have agility, dexterity on my side.
Yeah.
You have to roll like super high to hit me. It's fine. I
She
got
has
a
really high
nat.
AC.
Yeah, really high nat AC.
Mhm.
And I can like use a bonus action to disengage. It's
Yeah.
whatever.
Yep.
Yeah.
Bonus action. Yeah, she would definitely be a rogue.
She's
so yeah,
a
she's
rogue,
fine.
yeah, mhm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
She's
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
She
an
can't have
assassin
medium
rogue.
leather.
No. Just
It has to be light. It's
Yeah, it has to be light.
Yeah.
very light.
He's just a rogue. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Thinner
That's
than
exactly
cloth
what
light.
it is.
Yeah.
She might have multi-classed into monk, which is why it's super thin. Because she can't have any armor on. So maybe rogue
Like some key points.
monk, so she can do some key points and still keep up with Batman fisticuffs.
Is she legit just like in nipple pasties and body paint then?
She's just a displacement beast. Displacer beast.
Display. They're kind of like cats.
They
So,
do
yeah.
look like cats.
Yeah,
Yes.
with like pointy tails, but they look like cats. So
Is a
it's a
bodysuit of
bodysuit
displacement.
there we
Amazing.
go. There we
I
go.
love it.
Yeah.
I love that we become in D&D chat now. I love it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
let's
That's
go.
because of my presence. I am a TTRPG performer, and that is what I bring to the table. Even though I haven't said anything, I bring that kind of energy.
Yeah, I love it.
True.
And we DM, so we're like ready to like
Yeah.
be there with you.
And I've DM'd for you,
For
Glaiza,
me,
and for you, Jamie,
See?
and for you, Mitch, and not for Todd.
No.
Todd doesn't get that experience.
No. I DM.
That's fair. We would have to fight for that
Yeah.
one. Like,
Yep.
who would not? Yeah. Anyway. I just still, like, I get so caught up on, like, the sexualization of characters. Have you all ever, in, like, how sex looks in comic books? Like, porn art is one thing, but then cave woman is another thing. And have you all ever looked at a cave woman comic?
No.
No.
I've only
Okay.
I
heard
don't know what a
tales.
cave woman comic is.
Glaiza-
Education time.
Lucky. Yeah.
Yeah.
So cave woman, I think, has a plot. I don't know. It's like,
Who knows?
okay, so it's like when a 6-year-old writes a comic story.
Wait,
It's
so
like,
is this a genre or an actual comic?
it's an actual comic.
I
All
backed
right,
that on
just wanna make
Kickstarter
that
last
clear that
year.
there's not a bunch of comics following
No.
a cave woman style of genre of cool. Thank
Porn.
goodness.
Yeah. It's specific cave woman porn. No, but no, like sometimes I think they have stories or like small stories, but they're like they have the plot narrative of like a 6-year-old if you're looking for actual writing. I think it's all black and white, just kind of like pencil sketches, but like it's just hella here's an innuendo, here's some chicks who've taken off their shirt and you're seeing some really heavy like tan lines from their bikini and just like massive tits and nipples. It's just massive, like very like narrow waist, wide hips, and I'm just like, what is happening? And then
I really hope no 6-year-old is writing this kind of stories.
I mean,
just, like,
the
hopefully-
artists could be getting the plans from their 6-year-old and then
Yes.
just
True.
you
Yeah.
know
Yeah.
What
adapting
you've
it.
described, I can only right now I am imagining a Hanna-Barbera Captain Caveman, but in a thong, and I don't think that's what you're going for.
It
But
could
that
Grandma.
is
That sounds like a comic I would check out, because that
Yeah.
would just be
I mean-
like, what is this?
Yeah.
I mean, it'd be kind of PG, too much hair to have any nipples
Yeah,
showing.
exactly.
So
It
I
works
mean,
out.
that's
Yeah.
Speaking of nipples, though, we've got a word from our sponsor, Nips for All.
Sponsored by Nips Are Us. Nipples for all, because we all have nipples.
And yes, beautiful work, Todd. Beautiful work.
What? No, that's our sponsor.
I mean,
That
yeah,
is our
but, like,
sponsor. Mhm.
That's our
they
sponsor.
pay good money.
I don't know
Yes.
what
And
you're
you did a good
talking
job.
about.
yeah, no, I feel like you really enacted the ad that they had us make.
Yes, that's true.
Yeah,
Yeah, they
yeah,
told me what to do. Yeah.
Yes,
That was a
and
good
you did
ad.
it. Good
Indeed.
ad.
That is a good ad.
Speaking of how we all have nipples, though, like,
I feel like nipples is very important to this discussion, and we should talk more about nipples.
Nipples.
Yes.
Yeah. No, you always nipples are like the center of, it's like the
Well, I
bullseye of
wouldn't
the
say they're the
chest.
center; they're like on both
Yeah,
sides.
yeah.
Yeah.
They're like
yeah,
Yeah, I was about
Yeah.
to like.
yeah.
Usually.
They're off
Where-
center.
Todd,
They're the
Todd,
off
where are your
center
nipples?
of the
Where
middle.
are your nipples?
They
Todd?
go vertically.
They have
There's
to be
three.
there.
There's three in a line going down my
don't-
chest.
I
That's
think-
how it's
It's
supposed
like
to
a
be,
pea
right?
coat.
pairs.
Yeah. Yeah, they're buttons. You can just go like this. If I take my shirt off, I look like Frosty the Snowman,
Okay,
and it's just
you're,
nipples going down.
you're kind of going Eddie Gein with this. I don't think you're gonna do much of crying with it, but like, yeah, I kind of lost track of the nipples
We
thing.
were talking
It's
about
just-
nipples.
We were
I mean,
just
I
talking
hope-
about nipples.
Yeah,
Yeah.
We're just going in.
Losing track of
Yeah.
nipples is a key mistake.
Oh, House Bunny has a really good nipples quote where she's like, "Yes, the nipples are the eyes of the chest." So,
I really hope not.
she's like, "Look at them. You
In
have
like
to look
a-
at the nipples."
In like a eldritch horror kind of way, the eyes are the nipples of the chest.
The eyes are the nipples of the chest, or the nipples are the eyes of the chest.
Either, yes.
The eyes are the nipples of the face.
Yeah, they are.
There
Yeah.
you go.
Just like the throat
Sensitive,
is the
don't-
groin of
Sensitive, don't
the
poke
head.
them.
Yeah.
Don't poke
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
No, I mean you can. I don't know.
You can
Depends on people.
light touches only accepted.
Always ask for consent first.
Always ask
Always.
consent before you pinch at them. I guess
It's just somebody's eyes.
Man, eyes and nipples are basically the same thing.
they're basically the same thing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Basically, yeah.
Totally.
Yeah.
I wear
Same
glasses
purpose.
on them.
Yeah, big mood. Yeah.
They're pasties.
It's
Yeah.
my bra, but like whatever.
Yep.
So, yeah.
You have to
bra.
cover something over them.
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
There you go. It's
Same
indecent.
thing.
It's illegal if I drive without my glasses, and it's illegal if I don't wear a shirt. Like it's fine. Like, whatever.
All right.
Well, for some people, it's okay.
So nipples, eyes, same thing.
Nipples, eyes, equivalent.
Yeah, yeah.
On that note, apparently women have more eyes than men because
Huh.
Wait.
This is
wait,
great.
Hey, hold on, hold on.
has the
Let's.
same amount. Like I don't know.
but you never see them in comics. Every woman's nipple is present in comics. But every dude,
Wait,
like,
I was.
they're never there.
There's present nipples in a lot of comic book, like I guess in the past, like in their costumes and stuff. Even when you don't need to see it, it's there.
I mean, for women, yeah. Like I see it in old shit in like the new stuff. It's always like pointy or like kind of got.
Do
the
they not
slit
have it in the male superheroes? I feel like that's one of the big
Very
things that we.
rarely.
Is it
Yeah.
just the movies then? Because I see a lot of nipples in movies.
Yeah.
It's still not super common because like bat nips, the George Clooney bat suit is like a big deal because it like was like nipples.
I mean, Glaiza's right in that like every MCU movie has to have like male main character shirt off scene.
Mhm.
All of
But
them.
like suit wise, yeah, like
Yeah, and like
Hulk.
honestly,
Hmm?
can you like would they edit nipples out in post for a male shirtless scene? Like
Oh, that would
In
just
in
look
a
weird.
fair
so.
world, it would.
this isn't Aladdin. This is like
I feel like it's funny to me that if you get to be on a Marvel show and you're male, you have to go through this whole thing of like exercise and transformation, and you have to rip your shirt off. So I feel like MCU is just sort of leveling, like having like let's objectify the men too.
You know what? I'll take that. I will freaking take that. If there's one thing MCU is bringing, it's equal objectification.
Right.
Like, I don't know if that's not going to really solve a problem, but
That's not solving any
Interesting.
problems. But I feel like at least we're all on the same level, which is great.
They have Captain America objectify himself with "That's America's ass." Like he literally
true.
objectifies
Yes,
himself.
He did. That was would you say that was with consent or not consent? Because it's the same.
It's interesting because current him couldn't be okay with it because he was unconscious. So that's like a whole thing.
Yeah.
But
like,
I
you're
would say
feeling
yes
yourself, right?
because like it's him. And it's like,
Yeah.
yeah. Whereas if you put anyone else in that position, that's not okay.
No.
But
I think
like,
that's why they did it, because it was him.
yes.
Yeah.
And I think I give it a pass mostly because it is funny.
Yeah, it's
I would look like if I get to travel to the past, I want to be able to look at myself and be like, yeah, that is pretty good looking.
yeah.
I'm proud of that. That's good.
5 years ago, damn, look at that. Like, oh shit.
You worked hard. You deserve it.
Let's
Have
go.
some.
What happened to me in those 5 years?
It's like that's pre-pandemic. Let's go. Look at that. Oh. Yeah.
um,
Oh.
I guess on that note, like,
On that note, pre-pandemic time.
I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm sorry.
I love
I'm a
it. No.
bad hostess.
Just
It's
grab one.
whatever.
Just grab
Has this been
and
sexy
pull.
yet?
Just grab
Has this been
the
sexy
by
yet?
the
Yeah.
and go with it.
What nipple accessories would you like for your costume?
One
Lasers.
fan.
Lasers.
Ooh, tassels? Did you
Tassels.
see
Laser
That's
tassels.
laser tassels?
Laser tassels.
Love it. That'd be too unpredictable.
Like
No, I'm
fireworks
good.
from what's her name? Like the song. You know?
Katy Perry.
Katy Perry would
Oh,
Yeah,
the
fireworks.
fireworks. Yeah.
There you go.
That's
Uh,
dangerous.
The sex spots with the nipple guns.
Yeah,
from
Austin
the-
Powers. Yeah. Machine gun jublies.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I think I would probably start with like just some padding though, like between my costume and my nipples. Like that would be probably step one. or step
Start
four.
with padding. That's
Start
the
with
foundation.
Just
Foundation.
a normal like
Yeah.
bra would be
Like a
great.
padding
Yeah.
with like the battery pack. You know, there.
Oh yeah. The wine bag bra.
There you go.
Yeah.
Nothing like some
straw.
body.
You're
Nothing
gonna
like
need
some.
refreshments during the big battle.
Yeah. Body temp. Body temp wine is the best temp wine.
No, it's not.
Best no, it's not.
That
But
sounds
it's like room
horrible.
temperature, except a little warmer, right? Like it's
Yeah,
fine.
except
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
pretty good
No, I
amount
guess
warmer.
I like
Ooh.
white wine better, and I like putting ice in my white wine. So that's what I immediately thought of. You might have been thinking of other wines, but I don't like to drink my white wine like not
Oh, no.
cold.
That's,
mean,
yeah.
Yeah, anything
sure.
that's any wine that's like warmer than room temperature is kind of
You can do mulled wine body pack.
ooh.
But then you're like,
For the
It's
winter.
seasonal. It's
For the
seasonal.
winter.
Yeah. You keep it warm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
then you have to be like then you have to be like a cold weather themed superhero.
I mean, they
Like-
they have
Only
They
fight
should
Mr.
have
Freeze.
winter
Only
outfits.
fight Mr. Freeze.
Oh, yes,
Oh,
that's
my
it.
God.
I love that. It's antifreeze.
I'm anti-freeze, and I have a mulled wine.
Yep.
bodysuit.
There you go. There you go.
I'm gonna get you, Mr. Freeze.
Just like
World's
let
most
him
popular
Mm.
superhero.
let him do his puns. Let him do his puns while you get your mulled
Yeah.
wine in. There you go.
and you just
Oh,
end up
that's
laughing
funny.
more and more and more. And like
Yeah.
it just
Oh my god!
humiliate him by like heckling. It's just that's your superpower. Heckling. The more intoxicated you get. But can you
I'm gonna
imagine,
take
like,
two and call you in the morning, okay?
okay. Just gonna check on later. But like imagine the jiggling though. Like of
Yeah.
a mulled wine boob back. You just go and it's just
All of a sudden, you have dead or alive physics boobs
Oh, God.
Yes. Yeah.
unintentionally.
I mean, it could be worse. Like you could have
At
that.
least you
on
won't see
purpose.
nipples in those things.
That's
it's
also
like
At least you
no,
want to nipple.
true.
Oh,
Yeah.
They
oh,
come with a
damn.
nipple divot in the front.
yeah.
And
There's
it's really
no,
it would be
like,
really hard for your suit to also catch your rib cage if you have all of that.
Mm.
it's just
This is
warm.
what-
It's just like very warm, very nice bodysuit of mulled wine. There's
Yeah.
it will be like
You'd
It
smell
would-
so good.
it would smell so good.
You're so aromatic. Yeah.
So good. And
But
also
why
be
wouldn't
really great
you-
at
Like a smaller, like a thinner, maybe Michelin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Michelin mascot, but it's like curvier because you're
Got the rings. Each
Pretty
one's a
easy to
different
hit.
pocket of wine.
Oh God.
Yeah.
Oh.
You're like, oh no, I have to break into the Merlot. It's like,
My God, my nemesis, Merlot time.
like a camelback straw. It's just like,
Yes.
pull it up and
I mean, the villain is naturally going to monologue. Of course, you have time to
Yeah.
break into the
Just
different
break out the
wine
Merlot.
stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
yeah.
Can one ring be snacks then?
Yeah. That
Only
would be
if
good.
you
Cheese?
drink it.
It's
It
a
has to
cheese
be
ring.
full, like liquid.
Oh, I don't want
No.
a cheese. I don't want a body temp cheese ring.
Cheese whiz. It's a cheese whiz
Like,
ring.
I'm totally not for that.
Cheese whiz.
Maybe if it was like a
Just like
brie
whiz
put
ring.
and you had like a
With a little-
drizzle.
and
Let's
just be like,
stick it out the side so you're like,
It's aerosoled still. It still goes.
one of
What
those
is
ball
this?
caps with the straws, but it's just crackers.
Mm-hmm.
You can
Yeah.
put your cheese whiz on the
I
crackers.
can't bend over or I'll dump my snacks, Mr. Freeze.
don't fight
Lots
me
of
right
good
now.
Halloween costume ideas. I kind of just want to tape a box wine to myself and
There you go.
call it
Yeah.
a day and be like,
And
hey,
call
you should
yourself
watch this thing.
anti-freeze, and you're all
There you
set.
go. Yeah.
There you go.
I'll get little plastic wine glasses and hand them out all over. And then everyone
Yeah,
can
that's
have
a superhero.
Can have a squirt. Everyone gets a
Yeah.
squirt.
Oh yeah.
Everyone gets a squirt is a great
Yeah.
tagline for a superhero.
Oh yeah.
You know, honestly,
Everyone gets a
if
squirt.
if I taped them right here,
Yep.
then we could have the nozzles be the nipples, and it would be
Mhm.
the full ensemble.
In my case, I'm
That
like
would be
here,
great.
But
Yeah.
right
There you
there, right in the
Yeah.
center.
yeah, it's right down the middle. Yeah.
Like
Well, then you have to
button-
leave some
the
room.
Todd has
You gotta
Yeah.
leave room.
nipples, apparently.
Todd, I'm
Yeah.
gonna find you custom buttons that are either going to be nipples or box wine nozzles.
Or both.
Both.
Or
both.
both.
Or both. Yeah.
And like,
I'm
yeah. I was also thinking that the body wine suit would be really great at hiding your identity though, because instead of having like
Oh.
your full physique
Mhm.
shown because your
Mhm.
suit is painted onto you, like it's literally
Yeah.
like you're just a Michelin man of wine running
You're an
around.
you're an undulating
Nobody
bubble
knows
of wine.
Nobody knows if you're femme or mask. You're just
Wine.
Michelin
Yeah.
wine
Yeah.
Yeah.
superhero.
You can't be objectified if you're just a big blob of wine.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You haven't met
We've
my wife.
solved sex-
She would be all about that. She'd be like,
I-
"Oh
We
dang."
have solved right now superhero sexism with our Michelin wine costume. Thank you. Thank
There you
you.
go.
Thank
We've-
you very much.
Marvel, DC, Image, get at us. We're good.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
You hit us up.
Batman
we'll-
v
we'll
Superman would have
consult.
been more fun.
With a Michelin man suit. Yes.
Or even the
I'm into
Justice League when Batman's running and he's like, I'm old, and it's just like imagine the slow-mo, like the slow-mo video guys would do the videos and like
Oh,
Yeah,
white
everything's
person
moving in
being
the wrong spots.
Yeah.
Can we
Yeah.
still have
The Zack Snyder slow mos just take on a whole different feel
Oh,
to them.
God.
Yeah,
and you'll
and you
still
getting
get
the sexy
Wonder
scene.
Woman song. Every single
Yes.
slow-mo. You'll still get that.
Oh.
Yeah, I really want. I'm picturing the from the foot slow mo up the butt around, and it's just the male gaze shooting is still there, but it's just Michelin Man rings. I mean, I need this.
Yes. Oh God, I wish I could do costuming in any kind of filming.
Just stack, get 10 inner tubes, and then just stick your arms out of them.
invest a lot in Camelback and like
Yeah.
rearrange their bags.
Yes.
Like,
There you go.
Yep.
Oh.
Ah.
chaos, yes, it is already out of hand. Welcome
Oh,
to
yeah.
the
Hi.
Royale party.
We solve sexism in comics through a Michelin,
Michelin
Man
Man
suit
wine
full of
suit.
wine.
Yeah.
Well, they
And
do.
enough
They,
cheese.
they do make
Thing.
those that like the wine bras, but they do have them that go along the stomach.
Yes.
You just get them
Ooh.
on
The
those.
fanny pack.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
and another nipple accessory, Kevlar. Maybe just for the nipples, but like a little
Yeah.
Kevlar
Ooh,
pasty.
that's
Just-
that's fantasy
Kevlar
level
pasties.
armor.
yeah, yeah.
That's like that'll raise your AC up to like 18.
Yeah, you're
you
all of a
go.
sudden like a
Yeah.
barbarian.
Kevlar.
That's what
pasties.
Catwoman has. That's what every woman has. There's no nipple there. It's just a Kevlar nipple, and that's
Exactly.
how they come
That's
out
why it's so
unfazed.
pointy.
Like,
Mhm.
it's just a Kevlar nipple.
I'd
Anyway,
watch
get
that
your
in slow.
nipples for nipples are us. Like that's
This makes sense.
support our
Oh,
sponsor.
I think we forgot to also mention that this is we're also doing this theme in support of Women's History Month because it's Women's History Month.
It's
So
Sure. That is exactly what we're doing.
so we're killing it.
Yeah. Women's history has included a lot of sexual freedom and revolution, as well as a dark and grim
Ooh.
history of being sexually exploited by majorities. This does include kind of anybody who's not a cis white guy. I'm so sorry, but there's a very strong over sexualization history for women and a lot of sexual rights. And so that's why we decided to pick the topic of sex. It's important to history.
This isn't a hand
Yeah.
dance moment.
I don't know. Hands dance. But
I'm
yeah.
sorry.
Sexualization.
Handstands, whenever I see anybody do it, I'm like, oh wait, I shouldn't be hands dancing.
Yeah.
at this thing.
That's
But yeah,
fair.
no.
Yeah.
So the sexual to make it, I guess, kind of serious, the sexualization of female characters can be hilarious.
Mhm.
It can be done quite well, but when you have face down, ass up, that's the way we like to crawl up walls, or casual, tasteful nipple in every single costume.
Or that once, what was it? Was it MJ? The one
Yeah.
where she was holding a
coffee
cup.
mug.
Yep, and
Yeah.
she's just like, hello.
Yeah.
This is how I relax and drink
Yeah.
coffee.
Yeah.
I'm just so
It's
worried
so-
about my boy. Yeah.
Don't worry. It's
Yeah.
terrible.
Yeah. No, it's ridiculous. It
Yeah.
is totally ridiculous. Anytime I see somebody draw something and it's like, what's up? We don't have titty armor. Like, or they actually look like something is bound and tied down as it would be in physical activity. I'm always just so excited. It just elevates that material so much more because I'm like, yes, you know what it's like to have tits.
Aw.
The only person who I could see legitimately being like, yeah, I'm just tits out is, I think it's Emma Frost. Is that right? She turns into diamonds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Emma Frost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, her
Yeah.
whole deal is tits out. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah. And she's the
Yeah,
only
if
one
I
where I'm like,
See,
yeah.
like, or diamonds all over.
Mystique.
There's no need for
Yeah.
stuff to be bound.
Yeah.
That's
It's
what
true.
I'm saying.
It's like
Yeah.
bound because of the molecular.
Yep.
Like, yeah.
My other one is Poison Ivy because like she's
Mhm.
nature. And it's
Yeah.
just like
Yeah.
she's all like,
True.
I'm natural, what up? And it's like it's
I
They
mean,
probably-
she still needs some support. We all do.
correct. But like she does it minimally and it's like that makes sense. Swamp
Yeah.
Thing should also be just like a dude naked until he's like the green guy.
It's true.
Yeah.
That's
But he's
also
never
true.
is. He's in like button ups and slacks usually, and then he's a Swamp Thing.
Yeah. Again, sexualization, I guess. I don't.
Yes.
I mean, we could probably just chalk it up to that in a lot of cases.
Yeah.
So, should we start talking about good things that are sexy?
We can. We could also hear from somebody's. Let's
Yeah.
start with something somebody likes.
Yes. Sexy things somebody likes. Let's go.
All right. Because you're not looking at all the videos,
You pick.
I'll pick one out. So first up, we've got a short little snippet of our good friend and co-femmer Steve about what his favorite book with sexual themes is. So let's hear from Steve.
Hey, it's Steve again. I was asked to give a recommendation, and my pick is Saga. Uh, it's the one comic book where Alana and Marco, their tenet is to make love, not war, and they make a lot of love in the first 50 issues. So that's my pick, Saga. Check it out, and it's not for the faint of heart, but it'll get you hot and bothered. All right. Have a good one. Bye.
I love that. Just
It'll
okay,
get you
yeah.
hot and bothered.
I'm bothered. Bye.
True.
Yes.
They make a lot of love and not war.
They do.
Also that. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
His audio is also really great, by the way. Like every time he pops in, I'm like, are my speakers going? Like, where is this coming from? Because it's just so crisp to me. But yeah. Todd, what's your favorite sexy book?
Oh dang. I mean, truly, if it was like Steve basically just said it, Saga. I think if I was gonna pick a book with sexual themes, it's really hard to not choose Saga because I do adore it, and it does have sexual themes to it. In all honesty, it's not usually my thing in comics. Like I like it when it is part of an overarching story, but I rarely find myself reading things that are overtly sexual and meant for sex. It just kind of is the way it is. I don't really know why, but it's not the medium that I enjoy my sexy times with.
It's very fair.
Yeah.
I find it to be a great medium for comedic sexy.
And Sex Criminals is one of my favorite books of all time. In like
Money Shot is also
Money Shot's amazing.
Yeah.
Yes. And I do love those both. And one second.
Oh, show off time.
I'll retract my statement. Because Steve already claimed Saga. Oh no. That's not a good headphone look. Okay. I'll go with Sex Criminal.
There you go. Yeah.
It's amazing and it's incredible. And it's Matt Fraction and Chip Zdarsky. Like that is what a duo. They're incredible. This is some of the most fun times you'll have in comics. And it's a title that's not fun to Google search. But
It definitely isn't.
but it's a fun book to own.
Yeah. Sex Criminals and comics. For that one.
Always add comic to it, please.
Yes.
Please don't
Yes.
Please don't just Google sex criminals. Just always add comic. And
I'm
even
just
then,
a lonely recluse
wish for,
looking
you
for
know,
local sex criminals.
just
I want to
hope
show
for the best.
Yes, I want to show some of the art, but I'm terrified to show a random page. Here, literally just page 1. Come on, camera.
No.
Come on.
That's so clear.
Do you need to do the beauty YouTube thing? Where
There we
you-
go.
Yeah.
So no, it's nice and clean, and I do. I usually do one of these, and then there we go.
There you go.
But yeah, it's. I'll go with this. It's probably, honest thoughts. It's probably Saga, but I fucking love Sex Criminal, so we'll go with Sex Criminal.
And I think, you were saying Sex Criminals is still comedy too. So like,
Yes, it's fun, and Money Shot's also fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
fucking hilarious. I mean, scientists using porn to fund their interdimensional space hops across the
pretty
universe
great.
is fucking
Like
phenomenal.
that just setup is like I'm hooked. Like you've got me.
That's
Go.
good.
Straight up. Straight up.
There's so much I'm missing.
Oh yeah,
Girl, I got you.
there's a
I got
list
you.
Oh,
waiting
no.
for you.
No, I'm sure. I'm trying to weasel my way through all of the gay, specifically gay shit that's not necessarily horny, and
Sure.
and I know that this is but one branch of one other tree that is what the hell.
You're like on the
Yes.
little like
Yeah.
rib of the leaf of a
Yes.
twig
I
of
am
a
the
branch.
Catwoman rib of
tree.
said.
Yes.
and that's what I'm doing.
The
I haven't
highlight
quite
on the
gotten
lower
to the
third.
nipple yet, and then I'll make my way to the other peak,
Sure.
and then I might
You'll get to the wine nozzle.
I'll get to the wine nozzle,
Yeah.
A little bit
stay
of
a
the eyes.
while,
Yeah.
Stay
and
As you
then
do.
maybe I'll trek into hetero territory, and then we'll see.
We'll
Sure.
see. We'll see.
Yeah.
What are the kind of books that you're reading that might be a little bit sexy? I know you said they're not horny, but like sexy can be intimate, or sexy can just be
So
beautiful people. I don't know. What
there
shit you reading?
is actually my lovely my spreadsheet of doom. I don't have a column for how sexy this is. So I might make one at some point and reread some stuff. And there's, interspersed sex scenes, and of course, viewing comics on something like Webtoon or Tapas, you don't get, there's a lot of taken out, and so you have to go to Patreon for some of them. There was this one that I was really happy with, and it actually got all perfect numbers, all
Ooh.
fives on my list. It's the only one to do it, and it's Finding a Home by Harry Connor. And I bring this up because it's there, like throughout there is a lot of sexual tension kind of between the two main characters. And there's some like past abuse stuff that they talk about. And then I went to their Patreon because this is like a really, really good, well made comic that I am like throwing money at because I want it to do well because it's really fucking pretty. And I was like, oh, there's an NSFW section. And sometimes on Patreon, when they say NSFW, you got a casual nude, or draw me like one of your French girls with one of the characters, or like posing as a bunny maid or something. No, this was full on. This was like in the comic they have not gotten to that point yet, but it is everything. And I'm like, first of all, thank God for the representation we had here. The representation is there with a chubby main character, which is freaking amazing, and then you have them doing the most. Like, if somebody gave me a notepad and was like, tell me what you think you would want to see with these characters and sex, I would not come up with half of the shit that this person has come up with. And I'm just like, that works? Okay, we like that. We love that.
Could do that.
Not even
Yeah, you
quite
do one
that
of
point.
these.
We
Yeah.
have not gotten crawling up the wall yet. We have not done that. Most of them were doable positions,
Okay.
but at
Doable?
least there was position. It was very doable. But anyway, so I mean,
What's the name
I'm
of
even
these
farther
things?
out.
Let me just write it down.
It's Finding Home. It is
Finding
it
Home.
is fantastic, and it is a beautiful
Love
story,
it.
and it's still in progress. But that NSFW section, I was really expecting draw me like one of your French girls with some pasties on, and holy shit, I was not expecting that. So as far as sex, that's pretty.
It's
Baby.
sexy.
Yeah.
It is
It's
pretty
sexy.
sexy.
It's
It
sexy.
There you go.
You have to have some alone time once you get off the Patreon,
Sure.
as
Sure.
one does.
Not while you're
You'll-
on the.
you'll-
That's fine.
While you're
Was
on
that
the
a
Patreon.
Firefly? I'll be in my bunk.
Yes. Yes.
With a unicorn
moment.
toy, a
It's
la
shiny.
Deadpool.
Yeah.
Yes.
Todd, do you think we should hear from somebody else?
Yeah.
about their
Let's
favorite?
hear another one. I have to use the restroom, so I'm going to
Okay.
choose a slightly longer one. So I think it'll work. So
Okay.
also, I guess that's a good pro tip for the other people on the panel. But we also
And in
heard
chat.
from old comic book poser, friend of friends. I play D&D with him. He's amazing. He has a really good recommendation if you haven't read this book. There is some audio sync issues, which I apologize in the video too, but you can hear them. It'll be okay. All right.
My recommendation for a series that it has strong sexual overtones or is sex positive is the second indie comic that I read after I came back into comics, After Something is Killing the Children. And from Image Comics, it's Safe Sex. You have kind of a dystopian society in this where sex is something that is mandatory, that everybody has like a pleasure Fitbit that they have to wear to make sure that they are engaging in puritanical sexual intercourse with their heterosexual life partner to make sure that things go forward, and that is enforced by a bureaucratic organization known as the Purity. And you have an unlikely band of heroes rise throughout this series, who are all former either sex workers or people who worked and hung out at a sex club, which is now where they stage their resistance from. Uh, it is very much about exploring sex for pleasure, sex for love, sex for lust, and looking at uh, sexual desires of individuals across the queer identity spectrum, because you have individuals who have all kinds of sexual preferences and identities in this title. I love this book for two reasons. The first, I think Tina Horn is absolutely fucking hilarious. And if I can't use the F word, then I'll say, think Tina Horn is absolutely hilarious. Uh, you should follow them on Twitter. The handle is at Tina Horn's ass, where they were writing about this book. Uh, the two things that make me fall in love with the issues outside of the storyline is I think it's in every issue. If not, it's in every issue after issue number one. There's an interview with a sex worker, right? That we have people who are in that line of work get kind of demonized, and you very much have people who operate in the spectrum of using sex as a commodious exchange, uh, because that's how they opt to use their body, and they should be able to choose those things. But the second is you get a banging playlist for every issue. That there's a Spotify playlist at the end, and if you were a fan of any kind of uptight religious organization burning books as a devil, here's the pure, followers of the purity who are, getting together for good old fashioned dildo and other sex toy burning. Uh, so great series. I went for way longer than a minute because it's harder to talk about this book in a minute. But really, really good. The trade is out. You should pick it up. It's only like $15. If you want a little bit of sex and thought about intimacy in your life, Safe Sex is it.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I think Jamie should now go next since she might also be a safe sex fan.
What?
I don't have the individual issues, but I have the 2 volumes to show off. And yeah, I would say it's like I was gonna go sex criminals coming in, but the more recent reading of Safe Sex has made me really love these books a lot more, because it really hits on topical issues of what is sex? Is it a commodity that one person has and the other person doesn't have, and how dare people hold it off? Like in volume 2, she really touches on the incel movement and how that's super fucked up, and how sex isn't that thing where it's it isn't a thing someone has that they're holding back from you because they don't want you to have it. It's not a means of control. It's a thing people engage in because they love and mutually respect each other. It also deals with the issue of community, of when you have this oppressive regime, which, if you think about it, a puritanical dystopian regime that, if you're not cis het, is totally against you and wants to reform you, that doesn't sound too far off from what the shit we're having to live through right now. Especially as an inhabitant of the Bible Belt, very topical. It really hits on this idea of community, and really the only way we're going to be able to get through this is community and supporting each other when we're there with each other. All right, we got interesting. All right,
I love bots.
It's an appropriate bot for the stream.
I was going to say, all right, that's a decent bot. All right,
I don't
it's not
trust the
NFTs
link,
or
but
anything.
whatevs.
Good for you, I guess.
Yeah, like thanks, Spot. You did your job.
Appreciate
Jamie,
you.
Jamie, you also got to talk to Tina.
We did. You and I got to talk to her today.
We got to
In
talk to
Girls
her
Talk
today.
Comics. It was really fun. She's
fucking
a lot of
hilarious.
fun. She's hilarious.
Oh.
It's a great conversation. Her writing is also really funny. Like, Aaron, is it cool if I read the first page of Volume 1, the one you quoted to her today?
Oh shit, yeah.
Like, have you ever gotten off really hard in a room full of people? Like that's how this series starts.
Yeah.
That's a banger of an opening.
Yeah.
It is a banger of an opening.
But
Yeah.
And even with the artists changing, I think Volume 1 they had one or two artists. Volume 1 they had one or two artists. Volume 2 they had one the entire time. So it's been multiple artists, but they're all really good. They all really add to the writing in a very vibrant and fun way. So definitely check these out.
yeah, that line though of like, have you ever no, I've never came in a room full of my friends.
Never done that. No.
Do I
Does
need
it
to
have
try
to
it?
be your friend?
Missing out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like-
Did it say friends?
I mean, it says full of people, but like,
Yeah.
no, and
Not that I'm asking for clarification or anything. I didn't just stop and think about it in any way at all.
And I would show a page for me to show you the art, but like there are very, 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 very few pages I can show.
Yep.
That
You
are cool
don't
to show.
say.
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, our language is one thing, but like images are another. We're gonna be slightly safer work on image. Like
Yeah.
maybe leave us on
Slightly.
mute slightly. I don't know.
We do the same thing on Burrito. That's how we operate. We're like, fuck it, but then also like don't fuck it on like visual.
Yeah. Like, hey, but fucking on
Don't.
camera is legal.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking
Not
for pay is
Twitch
illegal.
and YouTube though. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That's fair.
Yeah.
I think you like have to have somebody behind the camera, maybe.
Hit us
So
up on
it's
Chatterbait, and then we won't be there.
We won't
hang out by yourself. Bye.
Yeah,
No.
bye.
Okay. I think we've got dos más personas. Oh shit, we got 3 more videos. Hell
got 3 more.
yeah. Glaiza, do you want to go next, or do we want to talk from one of our invisible friends?
Let's do one for the invisible friends, and then I'll talk about my thing if I have one.
Hell yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah. Ooh.
cliffhanger. I love it.
Oh no. You've got time to find one, Glaiza.
To be continued.
Go.
All right. And here is some schmuck.
All right, so there we go. All right. Hi, everybody. Nick here. Sorry I couldn't be there tonight. I'm exhausted and tired. It's been just a long week. Hope everybody's having a great night and everybody's had a chance to go see the Batman. But Todd did ask if I had time to do a quick video for this segment. And I do have something to say about this. So my sexiest book that I own is Paper Girls 2, Volume 2. This book is very, very sexy. I love the full foil on here. It's got the sweet robot with the eye and everything. It out of the collection of all 3. I didn't bring the other ones down, but this one definitely stands out on the shelf. I mean, it's just a full wraparound of foil. I like shiny things. Plus these hardcovers are, the extra large size. I don't have a book near me, but it's the bigger size, and the artwork is just beautiful. That's definitely, I think, my sexiest book. If I know I usually have to pick, and Todd doesn't like it, but I have a second one. It's also my Noctera number 1. This is an even larger. Bigger must be better, I guess. Must be what it is. And then the back is a black and white. You take the cover off, it's all embossed, and it's like this soft fabric flavor. I love the bookmark in it. I'm a big bookmark guy, love that. So I don't know what other books other people are picking, which books you think are sexy, but those are my 2 sexiest books that I have. in my collection. So have a great night, everybody. Love you. See you probably on the next one. Yeah. See ya.
Did he describe sexy books or books with sexy topics?
Just
Because
books that are sexy. The physical form of the book is
I
sexy.
see.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
That's
I
Nick.
mean, that helps me a lot, by the way, because as I mentioned earlier,
I didn't
I
recognize
have-
him at all without the hat. Can I just say
Oh,
that?
I
did not
know,
recognize
right?
him at all without
It's
the
weird
hat.
for me, and I've known him for like a decade, and I'm still like, "Where's your hat, bro?"
Yeah. He needs a haircut. It's fine. Anyway, Glaiza, your sexy book. Speaking of nipples, let's go.
So the thing is, like, I don't really read a lot of comics. Like, I've just started. I read a lot of Deadpool stuff growing up. There's a lot of sexy stuff in there. But if we're gonna talk about sexy stuff that I have that sounds really weird. I don't want to say sexy stuff that I've partaken in. Media books.
That you consumed?
Manga.
Yes.
Manga. I have read a couple of because see, mangas are really different, right? Because it goes like it's never really in the middle. It either goes super innocent where nothing ever happens to like woo, so many stuff in your face. So it's really
Literally.
hard to give like a nice balanced manga. But recently I have been watching this new anime. Well, it's not new, it's new to me. Yuri on Ice. And I freaking love Yuri on Ice. It is one of the sexiest things I've ever watched. It is amazing. My best friend has been trying to make me watch it for so long, and I'm like, I don't really want to watch about figure skating. But I finally broke down and watched it, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is the sexiest thing I have ever watched in my entire life. And I need to watch this slowly because I don't want to use up all of the episodes because it is very, very sexy.
It's super intimate.
So
like
intimate and gay and wonderful.
So good. Yes. Okay.
That is the
it's quality
sexiest
stuff.
thing. Thank you. That is the sexiest thing I have watched recently. And if you trust me at all in any way and you want to watch something sexy, that is Yuri on Ice. Please.
I've composed myself, Ignacio. It's fine. We're back.
So
No, when Yuri on Ice first came out, Mitch, one of our friends, was like hella into it. Like, and he's always been a nerd, but he like, I think tries to keep it secret unless it's Pokemon. Whatever. He's
Yeah,
Pokemon
he
gay,
doesn't.
it's
He
fine.
doesn't do anime. He doesn't like not typically. And then he's just like balls deep in Yuri on Ice, and I'm like, wait, you're what?
Yeah.
Okay, so
that is exactly
so
how you would describe
yeah.
being into Yuri on Ice.
Yeah.
Definitely.
I'm like trying to think back to like when I was like 13 or something and was like, I'm gonna watch Gravitation because that's gonna be sexy. And then I know that Yuri on Ice is like 200% sexier. So I'm working my way up to it. But yeah, no, our friend just, I was like, you pick.
Yeah.
I know why you picked this one, but damn.
It's just so quality, and like the art, like I'm just like, storyline aside, the animation for it, the choreography for it, is just so fucking good. Just so good. And the fact that there's so many like supportive people like in the cast also, it's just like, I don't know. It's good stuff. It's just quality shit. Great recommendation, Glaiza. Fucking great. I've now forgotten what else we need to talk about. Oh my god, we need to talk about soft boys and muscle girlfriends and power bottoms.
Yes.
All
we
of
could
it.
We could do that right after another video.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
And that is...
Hello, it's Lisa Gullickson
And Brad
from
Gullickson.
Comic Book Couples Counseling.
Yeah.
And we're here to talk about what we consider to be a sex-positive comic.
And maybe it's because we're currently covering this on the podcast and we're doing a massive reread of it. But the comic that immediately jumped to our mind was Brian K. Vaughan and Fiona Staples' Saga.
And why do we think Saga is a sex-positive comic?
I think because it absolutely celebrates sex and removes it from the idea of it being taboo and bad the way that our American culture raised us to be.
I was raised in an extremely conservative home, and I was taught that sex was one thing. It is two people of opposite genders making babies.
Right.
And anything outside of that was bad and evil and not talked about.
Yeah.
And so for me, like, to see Saga and see that sex can be multifaceted, multifunctional, involve an odd number of people sometimes, that it's more than just reproduction.
Right. Like the sex you see in Saga is frequently celebratory. It highlights sex as an essential element to the human or sentient experience. And every time I read Saga, there's usually some reference to sex, and there is like an antagonistic provocateur aspect to the way sex is used in Saga. But after there's like a funny ball joke, there's usually another scene that shows sex as awesome, as a great experience, and
relationship building, communication driven.
So has anyone on this planet not read Saga yet? It seems unlikely, but it's back, and if you haven't checked it out, you should really do so.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's our pick. We've been Brad and Lisa of Comic Book Couples Counseling.
Thanks so much for having us.
Yeah.
Bye.
I'm gonna hit the off button now.
Okay.
They're so cute.
They're so cute.
adorable.
It's ridiculous how adorable they are.
I'm
Oh
so
my
glad that
goodness.
they contributed. Like, thank you, Brad and Lisa. Like,
Thank you very
y'all
much.
are just way too damn cute.
They are
Murder.
just way too
Yeah.
cute. The way that they can so easily play off of each other is just like adorable. And I watched it like 6 times and still I was like, that's real cute.
Aw. No, they're hella precious. But yeah, they're right with Saga. I mean,
Mhm.
at this point, Saga is in Taco Bell commercials. So, like,
That's
yeah. So
just ridiculous.
now
It's
you could
crazy.
be culturally relevant and read comic books. I mean, we also have the MCU and
Mhm.
DC.
That kind of does it more than Saga in a Taco Bell commercial, but if anything, Saga in a Taco Bell commercial cements it more because that's just like so. It should be so niche.
Mhm.
Like that is like 2 disparate things, and that only happens when shit's mainstream.
I know. I'm so excited. So excited about that.
Saga in a Taco Bell commercial is standing on the shoulders of the MCU.
Yeah.
The MCU crawled, so Saga and the Taco Bell commercial could walk.
Yes.
Run.
Yes.
Now I want the Image Comic Taco Bell cinematic universe.
Yes.
Like if we don't get sex criminals in a Taco Bell commercial now.
Can I tell you a story about Taco Bell?
Yes, Glaiza.
Subway
Taco Bell
already
story.
has done
This
that.
is not anything to do with comics or anything like that, but the first time I arrived to America, the first thing I ate at was a Taco Bell at an airport, and I thought that's what all Mexican food was like, and I didn't eat Mexican food for a year.
Oh no!
Oh no!
And I live in San
No.
Diego.
Oh
Every
no!
Every time
worse.
people were like, "Do you want to eat Mexican food?" I remember the Taco Bell food that I ate, and I was like, "No, thank you." And I finally did eat it, and I do enjoy it. I'm just saying, I wasted
Yeah.
a year
Oh,
because
in
of
San
Taco Bell.
Diego.
And Taco Bell is now my nemesis. I
Yeah.
blame everything on Taco Bell.
You stub your
I
toe.
blame Taco Bell's at fault.
Yeah.
Though it's raining, it's probably Taco Bell. So Taco Bell is my nemesis. If you are listening to this, Taco Bell at all, I don't like it.
Fuck you, Taco Bell.
Fair.
I love you, Taco Bell. I didn't mean it.
I don't. I do not. You made
She
me
doesn't.
waste
She doesn't speak for all of
years
this.
No, creamy,
to get
creamy,
actual
creamy.
tacos.
Creamy jalapeno sauce is the sexiest sauce on the market.
Taco Bell, you're just really convenient for me whenever
there's
I have
that.
25 minutes of my lunch.
100%.
Yeah.
Also,
And
it was airport Taco Bell. It wasn't.
Yeah,
it was
that's like-
Yeah,
expensive.
that's like
Mhm.
It
Lowest
was
common
not even-
expensive and
denominator.
disgusting. How dare you exist?
Yeah, and in their defense, they have added more vegetables to their items. So
That's
it has.
not a defense of any kind.
Yes.
I'm just saying, there's more flavor than
And
just
they
like meat
brought
slurry.
they brought potatoes back, which was
Okay.
a huge, devastating blow when they took those away.
They don't have the styrofoam cinnamon twist anymore. I think.
Whoa, what?
Wait, do they still have those?
Whoa.
I don't know. They just taste like styrofoam.
No, they taste like nothing but cinnamon and sugar, and that's the beauty of it. It's just a vehicle to eat cinnamon and sugar.
I mean, you have spoons.
Still?
Yeah, but I can't get away with that with my dignity, which this only takes away a small part of my dignity.
It's still
Again.
Taco Bell.
It's
Taco
yeah,
Bell
there's an ROI that
sucks.
it's negative, but
It's done. Taco
it's-
Bell's done.
Canceled.
all right.
Taco
Taco
Bell
Bell-
is canceled.
Cannot be our sponsor for any Glaiza related content.
Please. For anything that has
What a
me in it, please
writer.
make sure Taco Bell is not involved. They made me waste a year
Bong.
in San Diego.
In San Diego. No, that is actually the travesty. Because like if
Yeah.
you're like in like Iowa,
Mhm.
it's
Yeah,
like
Iowa,
okay,
whatever.
oh no, you
But
didn't.
I live in
Yeah.
San Diego.
Yeah, that's
There's
Yeah.
Mexican food everywhere.
yeah,
And
that's
you all
rough.
made me waste 1 year.
I can't wait for evil Glaiza art. Like,
Yeah.
revolutionary Glaiza targeting Taco Bell as the source of all corporate evil.
It's one of America's 7 corporations.
uh,
Are we sure it's not owned by Nestle? I don't know.
Yeah, I know. Nestle does own basically everything. Oh no, I think the Parks and Rec reference was Verizon, Chipotle, Exxon. That was one of America's 7 corporations.
But I got your Demolition Man reference.
I mean, with the stuff that they add to their meat at Taco Bell, though, like it could be Nestle, since Nestle adds stuff to their water.
Oh, you mean our own water?
Yeah,
We've
Like,
added your
hey.
own water to this. Give me $10.
we've taken your water, added, I think, a little bit of sugar and a little bit of salt to it.
Yeah, we made it more
We
addictive.
did. We added a like non-biodegradable like
Microplastic.
dairy. Yeah,
Yeah.
like so. Here's it back.
Money,
Yeah.
please.
Money,
Thanks.
please.
It's like they purify it to take out all of the minerals, and then they pay you to put the minerals back in. So
Yes.
really, you're just
Yeah.
getting distilled water with some schmutz in it.
Distilled plus minerals.
Yeah, I'm like, you're
It's
not
just tap
helping.
water. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Here's
Well,
yeah,
tap
they just
water
throw
tastes
mud.
better than that.
That's true. Yeah, I actually get hydrated with tap water. Anyway,
I
that was sexy.
man. Taco Bell Michelin man superhero with wine. Our
That's where
tangent
we've been tonight.
I'm in love
That's where
with.
we've been tonight.
Mold
love it.
wine antifreeze is the sworn
Mold wine
enemy of Taco
antifreeze.
Bell.
That's the comic. All right,
That's the
Kickstarter. I'm
comic.
going to start the campaign
Oh.
now.
Taco Bell is secretly funding Mr. Freeze, a la
With
like
Baja Blast.
Baja Blast, and then Mold Wine rolls up and is like,
Because they have the Baja Blast freezes, I think.
yeah,
It's a perfect cross promotion
There we
opportunity.
go. There we go.
There you go.
Then yeah, but Taco Bell has to be the villain, like a la Michael's, where they were stealing like artifacts from
Yes.
Middle Eastern countries. So,
Yes.
yes.
What?
Okay.
Hobby Lobby.
Oh, Hobby
Hobby
Lobby.
Lobby. Yeah, I
Whatever.
was gonna say it's Hobby Lobby.
Michael's is good.
Michael's.
Michael's is
Lobby's
the
not
one that I love. That's where I get my cricket supplies.
Okay, guys. So we can tell you about it later if you need. Hobby Lobby doing the.
There's a whole saga there. There should be. You could do a whole.
That's
nother
the
comic
saga
on
we
that.
could talk about.
Yes.
There we go.
Yes.
That's the
I
saga
want
not
that.
everybody's read.
Yeah.
Nor is it the saga in the Taco Bell commercial. Until
Yeah.
now, we've connected the dots.
And sometime you'll get a Michelin Man bag of wine in there at some point. I
Awesome.
would love to see it.
We'll keep
Which
it
you
as
could
sex
make
positive
with
too.
the crafts you get at Michael's.
There you go.
Ooh. Ooh,
There you
I
go.
like this. I like this.
Synergy. Upward
Multifaceted.
synergy.
Sponsored by Michael's Nipples. I like
Nipples
that.
for all.
Michael's
Y'all-
nipples?
For all.
Yeah.
Michael's nipples. for
Michael's
all.
nipples. One second.
Introducing the nipples section.
I have to Google
Latex
this.
pasties.
You're gonna Google Michael's nipples?
Uh-huh.
Please do not Google Michael's nipples.
Please keep
There's gonna be
secret.
like a lot of
At
Michael.
Michael's nipple is an Instagram account, so that's cool.
Does it have nipples?
Does it have?
All right, I'm diving in. Let's find out.
You need to confirm
Okay.
this.
Hey,
Nope.
do you
Nope.
want to? Oh,
It
okay.
is just a
Lame. What a
dude
waste.
who doesn't know how to use a filter properly.
Aww.
That's disappointing.
Why you
And
gotta
it's
call him
weird
out like
collage.
this?
It's kind of weird collage art. It looks like a
He's just living
2002.
his life.
It's
Just
a two-
tuning on Twitch and
Yeah.
suddenly seeing this.
The
Why
fuck?
are you looking at my Instagram?
Yeah,
I don't want to have to issue an apology to at Michael's nipple.
it
and
looks
be
like
so
emo.
sorry.
You know, album art that was inside of album books, like the
Yeah.
inside. That's what the whole Instagram looks like. Is a 2002 emo band's inside album artwork.
That's my aesthetic. I don't know if I
No,
can
it's
judge.
not bad.
I feel like it's a good aesthetic. You
Yeah.
know what, Michael's nipple? You are great.
You're
Yeah,
great.
it works.
You
He
could
just
Thank
puts
you.
filters over it.
I
and
mean-
ruins it.
put more nipples in it, and then you'll be
Yeah,
true to
just live up
name.
to
But
your
like,
name.
Yeah.
Fem is politely requesting that at Michael's nipple adds one nipple to his arrangement because on Instagram it's okay. If it's
If it's
If it's a-
if it's a male,
It's
Get
been
him that-
344 weeks since they posted.
damn it, Michael's nipple. Damn it.
What happened?
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Or if they submit a nipple to the Instagram that I believe is genderless nipples
Yes.
and say that they did, we'll take that.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
everyone needs to post on genderless nipples because that's the best Instagram.
Yep.
Could every
great.
Michael who's listening to this please share their nipple with
I'm gonna make
the
sure
genderless
one
nipples?
Michael at least submits to one. My husband.
Hey, there you go.
We
There you
set. Let's go.
One Michael, one Michael,
One
one
Michael,
Michael, one Michael.
One Michael, two nipples.
Oh, my husband's gonna kill me.
Hell yeah. I mean, not too bad. Like,
Worth it. It's worth it.
Worth it.
worth it. Okay.
It's very
So I
good.
think we got like, do we have one more video?
We have one more. We have one more
And then let's talk about
from
power bottoms. And...
a wonderful individual
Yeah.
talking about some real sexy shit. Everybody's
Mhm.
been talking about some sexy shit.
She's talking about some real sexy shit.
Yeah, she talking some real sexy shit.
Oh shit.
Well, hello, all my lovely friends at Girls Talk Comics. I'm so happy you asked me to be on. For anyone who doesn't know, I'm Anne. I run the Twitter account Anne Talks Comics over at Anne Comics on Twitter. And yeah, I heard you were talking about sex in comics today, and I would be really remiss if I didn't put in a plug for one of my personal favorite comic of all time, Sunstone, which is this absolutely lovely romance between these two women who meet each other, and it's about the honesty and the truthfulness that needs to go into a relationship to make things work. And it's got all these really great themes about love, friendship, and just partnership underneath a heaping, helping serving of BDSM and kink. And it all ties in so well to these themes about trust and honesty. And it's just so cool how something like this shouldn't work, but really does on almost every single level. And yeah, it's a little spicy too. So, there's plenty in here to like. Really, that's about all you should need to sell it. It's a great women loving women story with lots of kinky bondage sex, with more heart than I can possibly explain. When you get to volume 5, you'll know it's my favorite graphic novel of all time. So yeah, that's what I have to offer. Thanks.
Thank you, Anne.
Yay!
Yeah,
Wonderful.
Yeah, no, of course Anne was going to pick Sunstone. Like,
Of course.
it's a good choice, though. I've never read it, but the hype I've heard, and everybody wants me to read it. And I'm like,
Yeah. I've heard the hype enough to be like, oh, there's other things to it. Thanks, Anne.
yeah.
I've just heard like it's real sexy. I'm like, okay, that's intriguing. That'll get it on the list somewhere. But then Anne extrapolates more about the what's else there. I'm like, oh,
It
okay.
went up the list a little
Yeah,
bit.
it's like okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's like Dick Fight Island. You know, it
Yes.
is what it is. And then when I was like, oh, there's a love story. Well, I guess.
Okay.
Might as
Alright.
well.
Might as well.
Might as well
So-
take a dive into these dicks.
And the fights that they're having on the island.
Time to
Yes.
dick dive into more sexy content.
Dick dive.
Okay.
My friends, I have to say one of the hardest parts of comics is not seeing more power bottoms, soft boys, or muscle girlfriends for our
Oh.
characters. And I think we should all take a moment to discuss how that's needed. And Ignacio, you're also right, and that changes the tone a little bit that I'm trying to go for. So thanks. But anyway, yeah. So I think to start off, I just want to say that I think Superman is a power bottom, and Jamie, you brought up a really good conversation point earlier in one of our chats. I also think Thor is a power bottom. Let's discuss.
I want to hear why Thor.
No, wait.
Okay, so
Thor might have a humiliation kink. Anyway, that's
he has to keep proving he's worthy. I don't know.
yeah.
No, it started.
Yes, Daddy, I'm worthy.
He's got a worthy king.
No.
He's got a worthy.
He's such a brat. Yeah.
Sorry, they call me out of nowhere.
Definitely.
Glaiza got. Oh
Got
man.
good.
I'm gonna just finish my Reese's tree then.
So,
I'm sorry.
I'm laughing so hard because I got Glaiza's sword. Yeah.
Welcome to the club.
That
Yeah.
was so good. It was not expected. It should have been, but it wasn't, and it hit me so hard. It was good. It was good.
So like the entire thing was just like there's someone on Twitter. I don't even know how it's getting to me, except like maybe some of the Thor fan accounts I follow have been liking it. But someone's been doing these like what if scenarios of if like what if Loki was never taken by Odin and ended up becoming Prince of oh god, why am I blanking on the king on
The
the
Giants.
Jotunheim.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jotunheim, yeah. And like what if there was an arranged marriage between Loki and Thor? So you just have all of these like blue Loki.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Thor,
For sure,
like-
100%.
like so many of these like little comics, and like
100%.
every single
I'm
one
totally
of them,
into this.
every single one of them, Thor's very power bottom, and I'm just like, okay, yeah, like sure,
100%.
yeah.
100%.
In this theoretical world where they aren't brothers.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
That's
And the what if scenario where
that
they
is
aren't brothers?
so classic porn right there. Here's this weird way that we can say they're not brothers.
Actually,
And
classic
now
porn
and
right
now
now
they're
is
having
making-
sex.
Actually,
Classic porn right now is making them stepbrothers.
Yes,
and
no,
just being
exactly.
stepbro
Yeah.
porn.
And then it's like that's fine.
actually, they weren't really brothers. Actually, not even in the comics. They're not actually brothers.
In this other universe, this Loki is from a different universe and didn't grow up with this Thor in this universe, and so it's fine. Like it's totally fine.
They didn't grow up
Like-
together at all.
Yeah, it's
And
not,
I still imagine Loki is in a rubber suit with 8-inch heels and a whip. Like
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I feel
That's
like that has to be a thing.
Yeah.
He
That's
would
Loki's,
totally be.
That's Loki's
Yeah.
homeware.
And like,
That's like that's
Let me
Loki's
slip into something more
lounge time.
comfortable.
Yes.
and his whole speech from the Avengers, where it's like, "Isn't this more comfortable? Isn't this position you were meant to be in?" That's
That
his
whole
Dom
line.
speech every time. There we go.
Yeah, maybe it's less power bottom, Bower bottom,
Power
bottom.
Yeah.
There you go.
Words are hard.
Bower
And
Potham.
Bower bottom.
Bower bottom.
I gotta give up.
I love it.
And Maybe more humiliation of the whole, like, yeah, like you were saying, Jamie, prove yourself, buddy. Like,
Yeah.
totally
Again and
engaging.
again.
Like,
And then
It's not-
sometimes
But it's not a humiliation kink because no other humiliation work. It's the worthiness kink.
Okay.
You think you can
Uh,
save the planet? Well, we'll see.
prove it, buddy. And then he changes into Odin. That would just ruin the mood.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's the
right.
safe
It's
word.
like Odin is their safe word.
Oh,
Their
no.
dad's name. Oh God.
It's only Thor's dad in this universe.
Oh
remember?
God.
Okay.
Okay.
That's like
Real
Thor's
creepy if
dad.
the safe word is one of the partner's dad.
Is that
I mean,
worse?
yeah.
That'll make you
I don't
stop.
know. It's not better. It
That
will.
make you
There
stop.
you go.
Yeah, that's why it's an
Um,
effective safe word because it's like, please end this.
Please end this
Okay,
immediately.
bye.
Like,
Gotta go.
yeah.
Good day.
Continue.
Swoop does because they can do the instant costume change. It's just in a top hat and a cane and just walks out.
Hello, my baby. Hello,
Yes.
baby.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yep.
Hello, my so also in that vein, the soft boys and muscle girls, which really bothers me the most. And Aaron, we talked about that. I think in our board meeting, we were like, "What can we talk about?" And it's always bothered me too. What you talked about, where Wonder Woman is this strong bisexual woman who is just like, I'm gonna save the world, and it's gonna be this big thing, and like you're essentially a god, and then you come home to big masculine testosterone dude. That doesn't make sense. Like, you would think the home life, at least in some instances, would be sensitive, caring, soft boy, where she just gets to like let her hair down, relax, chill, get on the couch, watch like some like Bachelor in Paradise, and just like, be bitchy about the people that are on the show. And
Like, this is New Housewives. Why is this still
yeah,
going?
yes,
Yeah.
but why are we watching it? Maybe we're the problem. And have that conversation.
Speaking
And
of
I
which,
think,
Love is Blind season 2 is out.
ooh, is it good?
That
Have you checked it out?
I have checked the first 2 episodes. It's terrible, and that's why we'll continue to watch it.
Yeah. Ooh, they would also watch that show about the people who are dressed up as animals.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
there's another reality.
Mitch's
TV show coming
favorite show.
up.
Obviously, yeah.
It's called The Courting, and I am
That's
excited.
That's a Twitter joke. Sorry, everybody. That was.
Yeah.
The Courting is another reality TV show that everybody should watch.
The
It's gonna come
Courting?
out- Yes, basically, the girl is going to go through the 18th century courting Victorian stuff, and that's how it's like Jane Austen, but with reality TV, and all of the men are gonna be like doing the courting thing.
So this is the Bachelorette.
Yeah, but in
This is the Bachelorette, but like you have to do the 1800s version of it.
I mean, I fucking love this idea because the best part
19
about
layers and a corset.
Exactly, and then they'll be doing the whole square
There's
dancing.
a whole
or
episode of
whatever
the
they
outfit.
do. The parents are there watching, like your parents are there in the mansion with you
For the
and-
bedding.
Exactly, it's all there. It's
they're there to watch it.
Yeah.
Consummate.
yeah. To
We're
prove
gonna
that it
get a
happened.
baby.
Exactly.
I would watch.
Eyes
rather
on
watch
these
The
balls.
Great on Hulu again. No, I don't want that.
Anyway, we were talking about muscular and soft.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Muscle girlfriends and soft boys. And
Sorry to
power
derail that
bottoms.
with all of my reality TV.
No, I love it. I'm glad that I mentioned Wonder Woman and her soft boy watching Bachelor in Paradise, and then that happened.
I really think that Wonder Woman would be in a throuple though, with a muscle girlfriend and a soft boy.
For sure.
Yeah, for
Because,
sure.
like,
Oh yeah.
yeah.
But like, you ever feel like
100%.
they keep like they do that with like Wonder Woman, Steve Trevor, Batwoman, her significant other is a cop, and it's like,
Mhm.
why do they always have to be like in the same like profession? Wouldn't you, as a superhero, want to come home to something that's like, no, I want to not think about this shit. Like,
Oh,
Is that the
wow.
root? Is that the root of do opposites actually attract, or is it commonalities bring people together? And maybe it just depends on the
Commonalities, I
person.
think.
Yeah.
Because
Hmm?
I mean,
Yeah.
opposite personalities might match because like it's fun to argue sometimes for some personalities.
Yeah.
I will not confirm or deny if I find being combative fun, but like,
Okay, you don't
I-
really have to
Like,
confirm or
most
deny
useless
that.
thing to combat
we
about.
can look at the Twitter feed to tell how if you think combative is being fun.
okay, fair. Can't critique. like, but yeah, like I choose to come home to who I come home to because like we can talk about the same shit and not of it and it's not me thinking about work for 20 hours a day or how
Yeah.
many I'm
Yeah.
awake in the day before falling asleep. But like that shit sounds miserable.
Mhm.
Miserable being like, hey, I'm a superhero, you're a superhero, let's do this. And then like all the time superheroing. Like, fuck
Oh
that.
God.
Like coming home, be like, I just had to solve a murder because Riddler was up to some shit, and Batman was off being Batman, and this like coming home to a wife. Oh yeah, well I also had to solve a murder because I'm GCPD. It's like
We solved the same murder.
Yes,
Oh my
yeah, it ends up
God.
being
Yay!
interconnected.
Yeah.
yeah.
Oof.
You know what? I bet like Wonder Woman would love to come home to somebody who's like, I made a souffle and it didn't fall flat.
Yeah.
That is
But then she
so-
yells and it sinks, and they go like womp womp.
Womp, womp.
Why you gotta do
More
Wonder Woman like
live
that?
Wonder Woman comics with her soft boy.
Yes.
Boy, muscle girlfriend.
Also,
Muscle
I'm
girlfriend.
glad that we can be there for you right now, Ignacio.
Yeah. I'm here to
Because
That's awesome.
you guys mentioned Buff Women in Comics. Darwin Cook's Wonder Woman is my favorite Wonder Woman. Hey. Buff Wonder Woman is the only one that makes sense. When she is small and demure, I'm like, that makes no sense. How are you an Amazonian? You're
Yeah.
like the offspring of a god. You should be like, oh God. Like it should be intimidating to even like be next to you, no matter your.
You're also a trained warrior, and there is a
I-
musculature with that.
Yeah.
I made my own sort of contribution to the muscle superhero and soft boy sort. It's not really my contribution. I didn't really do any like draw anything for comics or whatever. But in one of our games, one of our TTRPG games, Masks, where we play superhero teenagers, it's really great. It's really fun. But my character is basically Luisa from Encanto. Basically super big, super buff, whatever, and she's super powerful. She has super sight, super senses, super strength, invincibility. That's her whole shtick. And she's like this. She's very strong, but she's also very soft. She likes all these girly things. And then her boyfriend is this warlock type character that is super soft and weak, and she has to protect him at all times because he's
Duh.
super soft and weak. And it is the best thing I have ever created in my entire life.
That's nice.
It's beautiful. And I think more people should do that with their creations, with their characters, because we need more. We need more of that. And
Yes.
just because you're strong and powerful doesn't mean you have to be a bitch.
Yeah.
Soft and feminine and still crush skulls is what I'm
Yeah.
saying.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Naked HD. I appreciate that.
Oh man, Ignacio, I gave you a wrench, but they won't be stopped. Yeah, they will not be stopped.
They will not be stopped. It keeps coming.
My goodness.
Whoa.
Online strips without clothing. They strip naked without clothing.
I mean, how does that even work?
How do you strip without clothing?
Hmm.
Are they stripping? You know what?
They do that in safe sex.
Yep.
Me too.
Never mind.
Wait, what?
Just read the comic. and
Yeah,
you
just
find
read the
out
comic.
more.
Read the comic.
So Savage Hearts is a great fantasy sword and sorcery comic about a buff barbarian woman and a small
All right.
Oh,
All right.
Check that out.
I did on Burrito, unless you are not on the Burrito stream. If you go over to the Burrito stream, you should be wrenched. Maybe hit
think you-
refresh.
I think you screwed Ignacio on Twitch.
I wrenched Ignacio on Twitch.
Yeah.
I haven't done that in months. You're crazy.
Just a comment about it in the Twitch chat. That's all I'm saying. Shit. Doing my best. Just not reading cues. Oh, one other thing we need in comics still. Tactical booties. Tactical booties are bubble butts. And like anytime there's a
Tactical
superhero who
boobies,
booties.
like
booties,
nipple guns.
like butts.
No, we already went over that
Oh,
one.
okay, we went.
I
Now we're on
love-
butts.
Tactical nipples, we already did, yeah.
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
eyes
tassel
of the
lasers.
hips. Like tactical lasers. Get your tassel lasers. Get your bubble
Your
butt
tactical booties.
and your tactical booties. Because no, legit, when you're working out like that, you get a bubble butt. Your gluteus maximus
You do
fucking is
work
up with
really
this.
hard.
No, it is
And-
there.
Yeah, and every time they're like, "I'm a male superhero with a flat ass," I'm like, "What the fuck?"
Oh, you're talking about the boys with the flat butts.
Boys
yeah.
with the flat butts.
No,
I
it-
demand
Why do
more
they have
Nightwing.
It doesn't
footage.
make sense because they are in ridiculous shape. Everything would be in shape, including their glutes.
Yeah,
Yes,
Yeah.
yes, definitely.
They really
100%.
do.
More
Doing
Nightwing ass.
More Nightwing ass. I don't objectify.
Come on,
Nightwing.
Tom Taylor.
Yeah, like fucking.
Oh
Not
yeah.
only is Nightwing a more
Put it in the
giving
notes.
hero
Yeah.
than Batman, he's also a more well-rounded hero when it comes to his exercise routine.
He doesn't
But
skip.
not well-rounded enough. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
Nightwing sets a standard.
He's
I just gotta
well-rounded,
say-
but not well-rounded.
He's got a really great personality.
Yeah, he does. His personality is huge.
I did not hear
Huge.
Nightwing. I'm gonna admit I did not hear Nightwing. I heard Darkwing Duck.
Darkwing
What?
Duck.
And I'm like,
Now,
yeah,
he's
Shake
got
it.
a booty.
Shake a
He's
tail
got-
Now
feather.
that's his shape.
And,
That is
I
his
was
shape.
laughing at
That's a
that,
shape
and you guys
there.
kept talking, and I was like, oh, they were talking about Nightwing. Okay. I have to tell them that I was laughing because of Darkwing
That makes more
Duck.
sense now.
There you go.
Going back to an earlier tweet of, in a world where you have to say not a furry,
Yep, you have to say not Darkwing Duck.
not Darkwing Duck.
Not Darwin Duck, yeah.
But no, that is interesting because like it's definitely become a thing where there's more than just dudes reading comics. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm fairly certain there's not just dudes. And now wait for this. There's not just white cis straight dudes reading comics. I also believe.
I don't
Correct me if
know.
I'm wrong.
I mean,
And
I
then
don't have any evidence to that at
We,
all.
we need more data to
Yeah.
back this
that's
up.
true.
You're
Well,
making a- you're
I'll
making
put
a
it in.
big
I'll,
thing.
I'll put in the description.
pull in
any
the
studies
chat
we
or
find.
on Twitter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just.
Are you white cis straight men?
I don't know if I
And
can
do you
make a.
respond
I don't know how to make a
yes or
Twitch
no?
poll, but I'll do my best.
We've got the Fem Twitter. We can put a poll up.
There we go. But it's
What?
wild. It's wild
Doing
that
it
this is
right
even a
now.
thing because a butt can either just go like this, or you can just choose to be like, nah, it's got some shape, and it is. It's mostly just like they kind of like the back of superheroes for the men are like this, and then women are like, oh, look at that curve. That she's like this big around the waist, but all of a sudden there's like a butt somehow, even though like you're like this tiny.
Yeah. All of our organs are in her butt, apparently.
Yes, they all squeeze down. And it's wild that they haven't figured out like just going like this would appease like a really large portion of the comic book reading community.
I feel like it has something more to do with how the spine is done.
Sure.
When you're crawling, and it's when the spine just goes really, really far, then you have to counteract it with the bootay. And you just can't do that when you have a male individual, a superhero that has a spine intact.
He has a spine.
Yes, and isn't missing like 7 or 8 vertebrae and just like squished together. So yeah, that's what I'm getting from this.
That's what
It's
you get.
easier to
So
draw. to get that nice curve.
you draw them more appropriately for the men because, or sorry, not appropriately, how they actually are set up. And then women, because they're jellyfish, are just all over the place, and they could be whatever.
Spine stands
You
for
just squish it all
scoliosis.
together.
Why does
Yeah.
Spider-Woman have 4 legs?
You know, in like in
That's weird.
Peacemaker, there's a scene where he starts talking
Slight
about
spoilers.
it's whatever. There's a scene where he starts talking about
Throw it out.
lifting your liver into your heart and having it act as your heart, and
Yeah.
that's what it is. It's just like a
Yeah.
requirement for being a super heroine, a super female of like
Mhm.
you have to have an ass, and so you have to put all of your organs in the ass because you
Well,
have
did
no
they go
body
up
fat.
and down? Because that would make sense for the chest too. Then,
That's true.
if
That's
they
true.
like, if they separate,
Why not just half it?
yeah, they separate,
That
and
way
all of
you
a sudden
have
there's
legs.
like a spleen, and like
That also explains how
a
they get
kidney.
thin like that because their muscles don't exist there anymore.
yeah,
They're
they're just floppy in the middle.
They're like that
They're
tube.
waving.
Yeah, the
Like that-
inflatable arm guy.
inflatable tubes. They're just like
The only thing holding these people together is Spanx and Hope.
Spanx, that's
That's
it.
it.
Spanx and Hope.
Spanx and Hope. There we
Why do we live stream? Because that's what I would name this episode now. Would be Spanx and Hope.
Yeah.
Amazing.
I like that. I would prefer that to all the other like I'm a woman fueled by blah blah blah, like white wine and book club or whatever. It's just
No,
be like
I feel
I am
like
only
Spanx
held
and
together by
Spanx
Spanx
and
and Hope.
Yes.
That feels like a femme sticker too.
Yeah.
Oh shit! All right, I'll get the sticky notes.
sticker, a T-shirt. I will get. I am a woman fueled. I'm
You
a
just-
woman
you
put
just gotta
together
keep
with
it in there.
Spanx and
There you
Hope.
go.
I'm a woman held together
Spanx
by
and Hope.
Spanx and Hope.
Spanx and Hope.
There we go. There we go.
There you
And
There's
my
the
my
sponsorship
T-shirt.
you didn't know you needed.
Spanx,
Spanx.
brought to you by Spanx and Hope.
I would love that. I would love that.
We need a
That's
friend
next.
named Hope.
Ooh,
We have to make a friend named Hope, and it's just like her,
Yes.
just like
Just
that can
standing
be. We'll figure out our sponsor each episode, and that can be our running shtick throughout the series. Is now next week next time it's sponsored by Spanx and Hope.
there we go. There we go.
Even
Thank
like
you, Mitch.
a buddy cop comic called Spanx and Hope.
Spanx and Hope. Holy shit! Kickstarter. We got Michelin wine, antifreeze.
We're building our own universe.
We got Spanx and Hope.
The
Oh,
comic, the fem comic
The
universe.
Femverse.
The
The
F-
and what's
Femverse.
sad is I think somebody would read it.
sad.
Yes.
Yeah.
Slash
a
awesome.
masterpiece. That is a masterpiece that I will read.
There you go.
Yeah. Yes.
All right, we're on
I
it.
think that was a wonderful night of live
Yes.
streaming.
Yeah, it was
yes.
great. Yeah.
I think
I'm
that's
really
good.
excited for our. Do watch out for our fem comic universe, our femiverse of old wine, Michelin Man, antifreeze,
And Hope and Spanx. Spanx and
Hope,
Hope.
Thanks. Yeah.
Spanx and Hope. They could be
Hope
like Dagger and
Spanx.
Cloak. Okay.
My name is
Catwoman's secret. It's
No, my
really
name is
Spanx.
It's
Yes.
just Spanx.
It's just Spanx. They
It's
they
just
got caught in the wash.
And they're just ribbed, so it looks
Yeah,
like
that's how they
ribs.
keep up the bottom part.
It's
is
the
just
ribs.
under
Ribbed
the
her,
rib.
ribbed
Yeah.
for her displeasure.
Ribbed, yes, ribbed for her
With some
figure.
double-sided tape.
Or they're ribbed like a bendy straw, where that's where it can bend.
Yeah, that's the only spot that bends.
Talk about
a
an
really
underwire.
bad Barbie.
Oof.
Ah.
Really bad Barbie. Hey, that defines a lot of the problems that we have in comics and sex and gender is really bad Barbie. That really
Really bad
sums
Barbie.
up a
There we
lot
go.
of the issues.
I like it.
Yeah.
I like
There you
it. So yeah, I guess we need to start making our comic plans. Like, watch
As long
it
as
out.
Taco Bell becomes a villain, I will be there.
That's right, and Taco Bell's a villain.
Taco Bell's
I
villain.
will
I got
Yeah.
it. I'm writing. This
Taco
isn't
Bell is
the
not
cap's not
villain.
on. I
will be
swear.
a villain.
will be
Fighting
a villain.
superheroes sponsored by Taco Bell. That is the
Ooh.
only
The-
one way or the
I
other.
love it.
I have
The
to be
Infinity
fighting Taco
Gordita.
Bell.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm only half paying attention, so I should make another sticker. Glaiza sponsored by Taco Bell. That's what I
No,
got
no,
from
no,
that.
Yeah, that's what we got. Yeah. That's what we heard.
I will fight any.
Got it. Got
That
it.
has
All right,
no-
writing it down.
Glaiza said Taco Bell, airport Taco
No.
Bell,
Yep.
best
Yep.
Mexican food in San
I
Diego.
will-
Introduced Mexican
all
food to
of
her.
I'm gonna all of you.
All right.
We're gonna
I'm
go
definitely.
to your houses.
I have some stuff to
All of
do,
you.
but I'll probably get this done in the next week. So yeah, no worries.
Well,
Well,
I almost don't want to do an
Third
outro.
try.
I just kind of
Yeah,
want to
third
just
try.
bye.
Yeah.
bye.
What can follow that?
Make sure check out the description and follow Glaiza on Twitter and on Twitch. From Twitter, you can get to that link tree she mentioned because I didn't put that in the description. But those two things will get you to everything you need.
Basically, just find me everywhere at Classical Glaiza.
There
I
we
started
go.
a TikTok. I have the TikToks now. I don't know what I do with it, but I have it.
TikToks. So yeah, hit up that TikTok.
Yeah.
One video.
Who knows what you might get? It might be a Taco Bell sponsorship. It probably isn't.
No. I will go to every Taco Bell and just film myself giving it the finger.
That's the whole TikTok. It's just flipping off Taco Bells.
Me going to every Taco Bell.
Origin story. Right.
3
there.
down, 4,500 to go.
What a
I'm
niche
gonna
audience.
go to all of the states
Yeah.
in America just to
Glaiza-
go, like even the international Taco
Yeah,
Bell.
you're going to airports.
You're gonna be the kick-ass equivalent of the Fem comic
Yes.
universe, where like you're just a vigilante against Taco Bell.
Yes.
Though I can't. Like, we'll figure out what you do. Either you leave TikTok videos that are just really bad reviews of their food, or you just like, so I'm at this one, they still fucking suck, and then you just like
Still bad. Still bad.
still bad. Like, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it
You
out.
haven't convinced me that it's any better.
Yeah.
You all suck.
0 out of 6 nipples.
Yeah. You just yell at Taco Bell's no nipples.
Like, what?
Okay.
Thanks.
It means
Someone's like,
something
"I
to
have
someone.
Like,
But I mean, shirt, but they're under the shirt.
get your nipple tassel.
It's a lot of employees just awkwardly flashing no nipples. That's a TikTok.
That's
It
a
is
TikTok.
a TikTok. Thank you for that idea.
Nipples of Taco Bell.
Nipples. Or new TikTok name.
That's a great way to
Nipples-
get kicked off TikTok.
It is nipples of Taco
I
Bell.
think I don't have one.
It says what it does on the tin.
Instead of the genderless nipples of Instagram,
Taco Bell nipples of Instagram, of TikTok.
And on the next panel Royale, Todd is going to Photoshop some nipples onto this chalupa.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
Probably.
gonna be your 5th panel member right there.
Yep. That is just gonna stay there the whole time. Maybe blinks every minute.
Yeah, you just have it. Oh god, yeah, the nipples blank.
The eyes of the chalupa.
Jesus.
The outro will never come.
Thanks everybody for putting up with this. I don't have an ending.
Hey,
I've been murdered. I love all of you. I'll see you next time.
Bye. Bye. Sexy time.
Taco Bell.
Yeah. Tassel nipples.
Tassel